Modern-day cameras have amazing built-in stabilization for video. So in 2024, do you still need a gimbal or a camera stabilizer? I say that yes, you do, because modern-day gimbals can do more than just stabilize your videos. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why gimbals are still relevant in 2024. This video is sponsored by Tech, and I'll be demonstrating all of these points using their new Scorp Mini 2 gimbal. The first reason why you may need a gimbal is to stabilize your video. Duh, but it's not just during the day. Even if your camera has amazing built-in stabilization, like the iPhone's action mode or the GoPro Hypersmooth, stabilization falls apart when you're trying to shoot in the dark. This is when a gimbal can help. A gimbal like the Scorp Mini is especially handy because it's relatively lightweight and compact, at 1.87 pounds. And it's a 4-in-1 gimbal, so it can support mirrorless cameras, point-and-shoots, smartphones, or action cameras. It even comes with a dedicated smartphone mount that is super easy to install. The next reason why gimbals are useful is AI tracking. Now this feature is brand new, even to gimbals, so not many of them can do it. But the Scorp Mini 2 can. It's actually one of the biggest upgrades from the original Scorp Mini gimbal. The AI sensor is built into the gimbal, so this feature works no matter what kind of camera that you're using. All you have to do is face the camera and use gestures to trigger it. The OK sign starts and stops tracking, and if you're shooting on a smartphone, you can even use the palm sign to trigger the shutter button. So it can work like a remote control as well, but only on smartphones. This AI tracking is super useful if you don't have a cameraman because the gimbal will follow you around as if someone is operating the camera and following you. And like I said, not many cameras or gimbals out there are able to do this feature. The next reason to use a gimbal is to film a hyperlapse. Now most cameras have the time-lapse feature, but very few can do in-camera hyperlapses or moving time-lapses. That's because a hyperlapse requires the camera to also have really steady built-in stabilization, or a gimbal. So if you have a camera that can do a time-lapse and put it on a gimbal, you can now do a hyperlapse as well. This is my attempt at doing a moving time-lapse with my iPhone, and no gimbal. And again, doing the walking time-lapse with a gimbal. Now related to hyperlapses, motion lapses or moving time-lapses are another reason to use a gimbal. And while some cameras can do built-in hyperlapses, I don't know any that can do built-in motion lapses because you really need to have a gimbal to do that. These are especially fun for showing the passage of time in a creative way. So to do a hyperlapse or motion lapse on the Scorp Mini 2, you connect it via Bluetooth to the smartphone app. And you set your A and B points, and then you just hit the record button and let the gimbal do the rest of the work. The final reason to use a gimbal is to stabilize a built-out camera rig. Now, getting stable footage of a camera by itself is relatively easy these days. But once you add accessories like a microphone or lights, the weight of the camera gets thrown off, and this can make it really hard to stabilize. Gimbals like the Tech Scorp Mini 2 can help you out because they not only balance camera rigs that weigh 1.2 kilos or less, but they also allow for attaching certain accessories to the gimbal. The Scorp Mini 2 kit comes with this magnetic fill light, plus an optional lightweight extension pole. And when these accessories are added to the gimbal, it still works really well. So those are my main reasons for continuing to use a gimbal in 2024. And these reasons apply no matter what kind of camera or gimbal that you're using. But if you're interested in this Scorp Mini 2, you can get it for $269 for the gimbal alone, or $299 for the kit. Thank you Tech for sponsoring this video, and to you guys for watching. Leave me any questions or comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.